So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Who knows? Welcome to Division 1, Round 3 for Monaco. Should be an interesting one, I think, as most people know. Monaco is not the easiest circuit to drive. I'm commentary today. I'm X, and I'm joined with Course Mignon.
Hello.
So we've got 15 drivers today. 15 very good drivers. So I'll just add to that. Hopefully we're in for a good qualifying session and race, of course. We need to make sure that it's all clean and people are keeping their front wings, otherwise I think there'll be many pit stops and maybe safety cars to go along with them.
Oh, we've already got 2 out on track. Make it 3. Yeah, they're all coming out now. And they'll just try and get their quick lap in and get through to the next stage.
Yeah, so with 15 drivers, obviously, I mean, they don't have to push very hard to get to Q1. Just got to make sure they get a clean timing and don't trash the car, basically, because otherwise they will not be able to take part in Q2 and Q3. Also gives a chance for the drivers to get a bit of practice in, obviously, ready for their qualifying session. Later on. I don't want to hop that. He's the first person across the line. Let's see what's sets then. And if you watch the first opening 2 rounds of this championship, you'll know that the championship leader so far is Hirsch in the Haas. He has 34 points. Second place you have Arben in the Ferrari on 26. And then it's Todd in the AlphaTauri, he's on 25. So it's close at the top after the first 2 rounds. I believe Arben wasn't in the first race and Todd didn't make the second race either, so it's very close to the top, especially considering the drivers haven't been able to make the first 2 races.
Who is in the Aston Martin now?
Finally just coming around Raskas to complete his first flying lap in Q1. DRS wide open, down the pit straight, crosses the line, it's a 110.4. Oh, that's Matt French, sorry.
Yeah, we've had a wee bit of a mess in the tunnel here, I think.
Yeah. And you'll see in the first 2 rounds of the championship so far, the spectator version of the game. Had a few issues, obviously, with the leaderboard, and there's been a few peak drivers with struggles. And we've got Pardo actually clipping the curve into the Nouvelle chicane, and he pulled over, but he's getting out of the way of somebody else, so he'll be on his way. And just to note for the viewers, we are running reduced damage in Monaco just to give a little bit of leeway, because obviously it is very difficult. We don't want people not being able to compete. Obviously going for the intermediates because he knows that he only needs to put a very slow time in.
Okay, we've got Hirsch just starting a lap just now as well. He's already put in a 125.
You can see on your left side of the screen that drivers are taking it very steady in Q1. They don't need to set a fast time. They don't need the risk of DNFing and not being able to take part in Q2 or Q3. That's probably why you can see a lot of the drivers on the intermediates, because obviously they only need to set a slow time. They don't need to race the tyres for Q2 and Q3. More tyres.
he's currently 4 seconds up, so he's not even doing anything here, I don't think.
He's about to cross the finish line, and he
Oh,
goes
a 109.
to first. 109.
Must have been the last
27.
sector where he lost all the time the last time. Okay, we've got our first retirement. Matt French, I'm assuming he's just retired in the pits.
Yep, so Matt French obviously knows that he's set a time, so he will be able to go into Q2, doesn't need to waste any more tyres. I would say it's a little bit clever of the intermediate drivers to actually go with those tyres to save the slick tyres for later on in the session, but I ran a practice earlier on the intermediate tyres, and I can tell you that it's still difficult to go around a dry Monaco with intermediate tyres, but if they want to keep it at the wall, they'll all be progressing into Q2 then. So Q1 doesn't look like it's going to be too eventful. So we've got Dean on a lap, 15. He's also on the intermediate tyres. So Q1 might give us an opportunity just to talk about Monaco a little bit. So I mean, Force Manuel, obviously you're racing tomorrow in Division 2, not too sure how much practice you can get, but is there any sort of corners or anything where you've been struggling?
Just about every single one. Honestly, it's just such a horrible track to drive. It's just not a racetrack, it's horrible. I don't know why they keep the races there at all. I don't know why they keep this race in the season as well for the game.
Yeah.
It's that track where unless you're
world,
perfectly precise, you're screwed. You've got to have such precision at this track to get anything out of it, and it's just impossible to pass on as well. It really is.
Yeah. We were having a discussion earlier actually, talking about it. And it's very much who's at the front of the safety car queue. That's who's going to win the race tomorrow. I mean, especially around Centre-Bot in the first corner, you've got Nouvelle Chicane, the swimming pool. All those places are sort of highlighted as big areas where track limits are an issue.
It's certainly coming through things like the swimming pool and that. It's so easy just to go out of bounds.
Yeah. It's very easy. It's literally by millimetres, and like you said very well,
I mean, anyone that's on a pad is really going to be struggling.
Yeah. You have to go very close to the walls, and obviously that runs the risks for reward, but then it comes down to innovation. Like we was talking about the safety cars, and it's going to be a battle of attrition, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to have to be a good few gaps for anyone to take advantage of a safety car to make up positions here.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be one of those where you're going to hopefully just stay there and not let anybody past. I mean, it's very difficult. There's not many overtaking places down into Centre-Bot turn 1. That's one of the main ones that you can take advantage of.
Have we heard anything about the weather yet?
No, not heard anything about the weather. If anyone in the chat wants to update us on the weather, what it's doing, I'm assuming it's going to be dry. Can't see anything else happening. We've got 3 drivers that's not set a time yet. We've got Trixie, Elites, and Ali Ferrari. So it looks like track limits are on board with Elites now, who's on an outlap. So to these 3, and we've had the time go in, and it is by Ali Ferrari 124.8. So just making sure that he's getting through. On those intermediate tyres, saving the slicks as well. We'll follow Elites' lap. He's gone for the soft tyres, so he's using a set of the soft tyres here in Q1. So I'll be speaking to a few people on the grid about who they think will, perform around Monaco and perform as the season progresses this year. And one of the drivers tipped is RSF1 Elites. Didn't take part in the first 2 races, I believe, but he is here in Monaco. In the Mercedes.
Yeah, this is definitely his first race that he's turned up for.
Yeah. I know track limit infringements so far, that's one to look out as we come through to the swimming pool complex, and he is fastest in 72 with a purple lap straight across the curbs there, but no track limits infringements, and he comes onto the pit straight, and this should be easily a time. Here he is, second place with a 1:10.0, then 3 tenths off the top, but as we said, obviously we're expecting the time to come down. The only driver yet to set a time is Trixie, and he's in the pits, so he's got 6 minutes to get back out and put a time in. That's all he needs to do to make it through to Q2. So we'll await that one. Most of the grid obviously have retired as they're happy with their times. So, Force Manuel, is there anybody in particular that you've got your eye on for qualifying or the race? Or the championship as a whole? We've only had 2 rounds so far, but obviously you can get sort of early indications as to who you think's performing well. Obviously, attendance plays a big part. But in terms of what you've seen over the first 2 Division 1 races, who do you sort of think is going to be leading the way today, if not the rest of the season?
Well, definitely Hirsch. Hirsch has certainly got a good shout, because the first 2 races, well, I can't really remember much of the second one. It was a bit of a mess with that rain. Yeah. But the first race at Bahrain, Connor won it, but he was getting caught by Hirsch. Elites is, well, he was very fast last season. I don't know if he's managed to get to the same sort of level in this game yet, but I say he was destroying a lot of races last. He was winning by a good 20 seconds, some of them.
Yeah.
Monaco is a bit of a different beast, but
yeah. Monaco is a very different race. Obviously, I mean, people, talk about Monaco, they want to win it, and obviously it's one of those races that you'll take pride in winning because it is Monaco. But often on the F1 game and etc., you'll see it's not really a race of who's quickest, it's who keeps at the wall the most. So as you can see on the left hand side, we've got everybody retired from the session. As I've said before, you only need to set a time to make it through to Q2, and we are just waiting on Trixie to set a time. He's currently in the pits. He doesn't actually have to do a fast time, he just has to set a time. We'll wait on him to come back out, and we'll see what tyres he comes back out on. Not a very eventful Q1, unfortunately, but we will definitely provide an eventful Q2 and Q3, plus obviously the race going into it. It just gives us obviously a little bit of a chance to talk about the upcoming sessions as well. So, I mean, obviously, Force Manuel, what do you sort of think about strategy around here? Do you think it is key on a circuit like Monaco, obviously where you're expecting safety cars and it's very difficult obviously to say whether on a circuit like this that strategy is going to play a part in the final results. Often it's just due to luck of where you are sort of on your stint and when an incident occurs. But obviously you knew before, you've done races around Monaco. What do you think about the strategy around this circuit?
It's really a tough one, because obviously you never know what's going to happen here, because of the amount of chances of getting a safety car. I think that obviously the best thing is to start on properly the mediums, and see how long you can stretch those out for.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that a lot of people like to try and stretch the mediums out and then see if they can do it in a one set of
Track position,
softs.
obviously. Yeah, as we know, track position plays its part right here.
Yeah, but
And,
if there is a lot of safety, I mean, I don't know with the fact that they've got the reduced safety car on as well, whether we'll see the full 3-4 laps it usually does.
yeah. I mean, last week, and I don't know how many of you watched the Spain Division 2 race last week, but I participated in it, and we had reduced safety cars on then. I think the safety car was up for about 3 or 4 laps then.
It's just retired.
From the session. So there is your finishing order for Q1 then. So Hirsch, as we have tipped as a fast driver for the race and for the rest of this season, takes first place. The only driver in the 109s. Eights in second with a 110.0. Matt French in third with a 110.4. But as we said, we are expecting into Q2 and Q3 as we see for these times to come tumbling down as people start pushing a bit more. And as you can see, 5 drivers on intermediate tyres, savvy or not, well, it gets them through into Q2. And we're going to cut to a short ad break now. But stay tuned for Q2 in about a minute's time.
Do you know, I've never ever seen anyone do the intermediate thing before on a dry track.
I was practicing earlier I thought that I would try it on the intermediates to see how hard it was.
Yeah, not good. I guess as long as you can get your braking points right, it would be doable.
Yeah.
Especially when you're just doing it to get through the round. It's not as if you've got to set a good time on them or anything. We'll see if anyone tries that tomorrow.
Yeah, it's something to think about. Obviously, we are live tomorrow at 8 PM with a Division 2 race. Obviously, depending on attendance, I mean, if you've got more than 15 drivers, you will have to think there'll be people pushing.
Yeah.
In Q1. If not, it's something to look out for. As I was saying yesterday today when we were practicing, I did give it a go on the intermediates around Monaco. It is difficult in the dry, but if you keep it at the wall, obviously it will pay its dividends later on, because all these drivers, the 5 drivers now that have saved the extra set, forward.
Yep, let's see what
Oh, and we have got T-Jerk. I'm just wondering if that reduced damage. I don't think he's quite
No, I don't.
visually like he has any.
Certainly don't see any.
Yeah. Might have got away with that one, and that might be courtesy to the reduced damage. So let's see if he comes into the pit. He has come into the pits actually. So change that. I think it didn't look visually like we saw that there was any damage to it, but bringing his tyres up with Matt French here. Start that. It's a difficult corner, this one. Left and the right, it's very easy to pick either or kind of curves and walls there, and pick away that something. Obviously, the fastest one section is the first one to set a hot lap. Beginning Q2. Being there with can't imagine that'd be fast enough to get
No, no, I don't think so.
Again, we'll ride on board with Matt French here. With Hirsch on medium compound tyres. Obviously something else to look out for, as we said. Something we touched upon, medium tyres for the opening stint tomorrow. Obviously the pilot safety car inevitably comes out there. Clearly he's got the stock compound tyres, which has surprised me. Obviously people in 650's pace, and that's not lots of drivers on the hot lap right now. Connor Tubb goes of 112.7. Object Fungus 110.5. That's the details of the tyres then the drivers are going for. The Connor Tubb on medium compound of 112.7. Need to go again to make it through to
Oh, somebody, no, Twins. Twins has wiped himself out.
Twins, yeah, with a retirement then.
I think that's been in the last corner. I've just seen a tyre sort of floating about in the last corner.
We've got Spin for Fardo as well on the medium compound tyres, so a lot of drivers opting for the medium tyres. It does give you reduced grip obviously, but really when it seemed like the medium tyres were too much slower than the soft compound tyres around here. About 7/10 of a second with a fresh set really. 109.9 from Ike should be okay to see him keep.
Yeah, I would think so.
Harder there with a 114.1, but we did see the new Newgar chicane. On board with yeah. Are you a pad player or are you a wheel player?
Pad, yeah.
Pad. So you're able tomorrow to go around that chicane as
Yep.
on the pad?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm also a pad user myself. Notorious really that chicane. Self there and say that everybody watching TJ unfortunately has invalidated that lap. So we've got 8 drivers with the time so far, and I mean, of course, who do you think will have to, go again to make sure they get through to Q3?
I think possibly from 7th down at the moment. Well, we'll see what Matt French and Trixty can do with the softs, but I think that the times that are getting set with the mediums just now are... Is that 8's coming back out on... Mediums are...
Will stay on board with Ali Ferrari. Yeah, it could be critical for the race tomorrow really, to go with the medium compound.
I mean, usually if you can stretch them out for a good bit, you can maybe do the last stint just on a set of softs, if you can get a good run out of them.
He was riding on board with Ali Ferrari, but he did just clip the first corner.
No, did not.
Might have given up on the lap. Bootstrap on a fast lap on the medium compound side. Let's see it. He's still pushing all that. 3.6 down 131 on the medium compound side. Seems to be a pretty even split at the moment between people on the softs and the mediums.
Yeah, because Elite's definitely set his time on the softs, didn't he?
Yep.
I think he's just sitting with a set of mediums on there.
See the best time there, so he must be trying to do. It changes the minute you're in the pits and you change your tyres. It changes on the screen broadcast. So he must be coming out again to try and do a time on the mediums.
Yeah, he is.
Keep an eye on that one. The Jack has abandoned the lap because he did. So, as we thought, had damage that front wing, and he did stay with Bootstraps. Yet, fire. Matt French and there's a bandit. So, possible goodbye. And so 112.5 and shaves half a second off. Depends what the other drivers go for, really. I mean, twins going out of the session does help people, obviously, when you do an extra place.
Yeah. It's obviously where you can see a clean lap in the time that's left.
I said we were going to keep an eye on it, and Heights is out there, and he is on the medium compound tyres, and so, as Force McNeil correctly pointed out, his best lap was set on the soft compound tyres. So he must desperately want to start with the mediums tomorrow, but he wanted to get that banker lap in on the soft compound tyres. Follow him round to see what
117 from clutch stack.
He's trying getting that time in, but he did. And AI and Ghost around the first sector, so obviously that's the really see what Alex can do on the medium compound tyres. This should be interesting, really. It could make a massive difference in the race tomorrow if he is quicker on his mediums than his softs and gets to start on that medium compound tyre. It could be big for the race. 5 drivers are on track. With that time on the mediums of 110 flat, and the tyres on P3 then. So, first the time apart from 2. And there it is. So,
that's really setting a marker down there.
Yep. Really put the marker down there. As we said in Q1, people have ticked height for today and qualifying and the rest of the season to pace. Perhaps being shown there on the medium compound tyres, we'll have to see in Q3 whether you can follow that up with the pole position.
In fact, I was set yourself at 110.
So, we only have 3 drivers yet to set a time. Matt French, Trixie and Ali Ferrari. Where can they put their cars for this qualifying session and going into Q3?
I think Ferrari's on a lap, but Matt French has just started his.
Riding with Ali Ferrari, as you can see on the soft compound tyres. He didn't want to give it any sort of traction on the mediums, and he has invalidated again through the swimming pool complex. We said it was a difficult area of the track, really, to make sure you comply with those track limits. He'll go again. On the soft compound tyres, but again, he adds laps to them for tomorrow's race, really. But running wide, it's
Matt French is setting purple sectors.
Where he's at the moment, coming round onto the pitch straight, then he has pointed out he is on purple sectors. Looks like he's struggled for the final sector, he's only 8th fastest, but 10.9, let's cut back to right back and forth. Trouble.
I think Trixie's just given up.
so 1 minute to go. He's going to struggle really to get out and round. And we have a spinner, Dean. Hard on a hot lap on the soft compound tyres. That's interesting, really. Obviously, we discussed this before the race. As the AlphaTauri, I'm also an AlphaTauri driver for Division 2, and we discussed what the strategy would be as he actually retires in 7th place. So 9. The session. I didn't catch that, of course. Did he retire from the session, or did he put it into the wall, or?
I didn't see him coming into the pits, I don't think.
No, I didn't see him coming into the pits either, and obviously...
hold on, I'll have a wee check.
Retire in the pit. We've got a purple second sector there from Fardo. We are riding on board with Fardo now. What sort of time can he put in on the soft compound tyres for tomorrow race? Currently in 12th place. He is off where he needs to be. It's 6 fastest for Fardo on the soft compound tyres. Gets himself surely through to Q3 for that time. Next one to watch is Teja. Currently 3 times off in the first sector. Also going to be on Teja on the lap, so we'll stay with Teja into the swing now. Oh, he's clipped the wall. It might, and he's invalidated the lap. Unfortunately for Teja, it looks like he will be out.
Yeah.
Decided then. Seeing if he's smart enough, will also pull him steadily. Through them.
Yeah, I don't think I'll have known.
Way off the pace. Fardo coming on the final corner, he's also way off the pace. So I think that is our top 10 decided then for Q3.
I don't see any sort of retirement on track for Connor Todd in the race director, so I think he must have retired in the pits.
Thank you for that. So clearly he will take part then in Q3. So as you can see by the final standings, it is RSF1 Ikes through Q2 on the medium tyres, fastest with a 109.6. Second place, Object Fungus in the Aston Martin with 109.9. Third is Hirsch with 110 flat there in the Haas. Then important to note that the Haas team and Hirsch in particular currently leads the driver's standings in the Division 1, and we are also going to end up breaking there. So join us for Q3 in just a few seconds.
Okay, so quite a few of them are coming out quite early here. I don't think they've all saved up their tyres for this one, haven't they?
Q3 on the way, yeah, and as of course Neil pointed out, there is people coming out early. It's quite interesting actually, obviously, because Monaco is such a sure lap. Do you think they'll be able to get 3 runs in as opposed to the traditional 2?
I think they're... Is that rain? I think that's why they're coming out that early. That's rain.
Yeah, and that might be the reason why they've come out so early. Obviously, we haven't had an update on the weather so far, but That rain could be crucial.
Especially with Matt French still in the pits as well.
And for people on the stream, you've just seen Shots Drippy is desperate to set a lap.
Yeah, he certainly is.
Right across the chicanes. He is not messing around.
I hope he's not invalidated his next lap with that one.
Yeah, it's careful to point out validate the next one, but he is green to go, so we will watch Shots to Drippy on his first flying lap in Q3 and potentially his only flying lap with the rain falling, and this could set the grid for the race. So, with the first sector, everybody on a time now. It was Ferrari. It's
it's Matt.
Late out of the pits. Shots gets it very sideways. Very sideways coming out of 40A there. Down to the Russia chicane. Let's see how it hits his apex. You have to get so close to the wall, but you will risk invalidating the lap. It looks like already drivers are struggling with the weather.
Well, that did not look clean.
Out everywhere. I don't think this is going to be a time representative of his pace.
Hirsch seems to be handling it a wee bit better.
We'll watch Shots over the line, but not a very quick time at all. It's a 1:20. Wait, one Hirsch has
put it in the wall.
Hirsch has lost it at Radeon. Rascal, sorry. It's all going off here, and Kruzak takes second and Ice with a 1:71, then Connor Todd with a 1:18.3, really struggling with the weather now. He goes fourth at a 1:18.9, Object Fungus fifth, Fardo now into fifth place with a 1:19.3, just pipping Object Fungus to the 1:19.4, down into sixth place. Hirsch is in the pits, we saw him down Raskas. Into the wall. Just wondering whether an intermediate time. It looks like it's ready for intermediate. We are with Matt French, who's lost a front wing, so has that completed the session really?
I think so, yeah. I think anyone coming out now is going to have to slap the enters on.
I don't see Q3 really improving on a 1:17.1 with intermediate tyres.
Is that Hirsch coming back out? I think it is.
Yeah, it is.
On
the intermediate, so he can steal a ninth place from Matt French here. Can he challenge Stoffy on a 1:20.1? I doubt it, but we'll see very shortly how that affects good for tomorrow. And very wise of the drivers there to get out early on, because often or not, you would wait a little bit into Q3, especially as we mentioned on a short circuit like Monaco, and to get those times in. But the rain fell very early on.
Have they changed it back to perfect weather? There's 2 settings for it this year: approximate and perfect. I think the approximate one just gives you the percentages, whereas the perfect one tells you exactly what it's going to be. So I'm wondering if they've put it back onto perfect and they've realised quickly that there's going to be rain, because that was just about halfway through the first lap.
This could be an upset. This could be an upset for the race, obviously, with Hirsch. If he doesn't manage to improve it, we think he can get ninth, of course, against Matt French. It depends if Matt French decides to give it a run of the intermediate tyres, but if he gets ninth or 10th, really an upset for the race, isn't it?
Makes it an interesting thing for the championship, though.
Yeah, definitely. I think kind of tied up there on a second.
I don't think he raced last week, though, did he?
He didn't race last week, no, but he will be happy to get that second place time in. And he has retired, so there we go. He is happy with that 1:18.3. and he will most likely, barring any miraculous change in the weather, start tomorrow or tonight's race.
I think the two of them must be staying wet for the rest of Q3.
Yeah, I think Alex is pretty okay already with a 117.1 with the condition of the track at the moment. Riding on board with Hershey, he is struggling obviously on those intermediate tyres around Monaco. I think they'll all just be hoping for a dry race.
Yeah.
Later on. I think if Monaco's hard enough in the dry, let alone sprinkle a bit of weather into the equation, we don't need that.
Nice bit of spray in front of you. Not seeing the corners properly. Yeah, fantastic.
So Hirsch crosses the line.
It's 121.
That's not a bad time.
It's actually not too far off. I don't know how many wee mistakes he's maybe made there. Who else is out? Shots too drippy, and obviously Matt French.
121.2 from Hirsch, the championship leader. That's not a bad time in 9th place. Just over a second on Stoffy, who is out there in the intermediate tyres. Of course, on that lap as well, but we will ride with shots too drippy. Ooh! Those tyres an awful lot. Straight across the chicane again. He's not messing around. He didn't mess around at the start of the session. He's not messing around now either. Let's go back with Stoffy then. Who's ahead? From this orange out lap. Only 2 drivers really on a representative lap. I personally haven't driven Monaco much in the wet. Have you driven Monaco in the wet?
I think the last time I did it was during one of my career modes and one of the last games, not even this one. In fact, I've maybe done a couple of wee 5 lappers when I've been doing just wee social races, but even that would have been last year's game. I'd say this is really the first sort of chance that I've had at Monaco. Was the wee bit of practice I've done earlier on.
Well, anyone that would have done the math through Sector 2 would know that Stoffy isn't going to improve on this time, and he indeed crosses the line on a 122.6, 2.5 seconds off his pace. Let's see what Object Fungus can do through Sector 2. Again, improve. So I think with 2.5 minutes nearly to go of Q3, we have our grid. Yep, there's Object Fungus. So Hirsch looks like he has nabbed that P9 from Matt French. 5.
He did purple sector the first sector though.
Second sector.
20.2. Yeah, that's some good time. He's taking a good second off his time there.
The line now. And yeah, as of course we pointed out, that good second off his time. They won 22.9.
No, I was actually talking about Hirsch.
Oh, Hirsch. Oh yeah, well, 120.2. 120.2. Ooh. Just 200th of a second off Stoffy's time. And as you know, Stoffy's time on the soft tyre. That's a very good time from Hirsch. And unfortunate there not to take 8th, if not 7th from shots too drippy there.
Yeah, that's all it's going to take, is just that 1/10th.
We've got an interesting race now, haven't we? We've got the championship leader in 9th place. And clearly he's got the pace if he's going within 200th of a second of 8th place on those intermediate compound tyres.
enough in him for another lap though. I think he's going for it. He is.
Around behind the corner, he is on an eligible lap here, but it's going to be off the pace. Unfortunately, it is a 124.5 and
Yep, I think Hirsch's hit something.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah,
He has gone off just before the hairpin at turn 5. I wish I could put to him and show you what's happened to him, but unfortunately I can't.
and he's disappeared.
At 9th place, really though, it was a fantastic time on the intermediate tyres.
Yeah, he was really, really close to making up an extra place there with that one. That was a good second he took off his time.
Unfortunately, if we had a dry session, it would have been interesting to see obviously how close Hirsch could have got to the top of the field. We're setting a 120.2 on the intermediate tyres, and we're definitely expecting to be up there first or second at the very least.
Joiner.
Spectator. Stuffy, who is the only driver on a lap that is eligible, but it is way off the pace. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like the weather has stolen us a shootout in Q3. It was decided with the first round of laps. It is going to be RSF.8 on pole position, 2 seconds ahead. You see stopping on the start on the grid. And he's going to trickle over the line to take 8th place. His first lap was set early on in the dry conditions. So, an interesting qualifying session, pretty much filled with everything: weather, upsets, lost front wings, but it is RSF1 who takes pole position with a 117.1. It will be kind of time to start alongside him tomorrow with a 118.3. And OMT Klutschak in third with a 118.4. He'll be happy with that, considering he missed out on Q3 last week in Spain. So, an interesting front three for the race, and we'll see very shortly how the start of the race unfolds.
How come it's showing? I've got Hirsch and French showing up as in fact, what am I talking about? Never mind me.
So, as anyone watching the stream would have known over the past couple of weeks, we've had an issue at the start of the race with people readying up early. And we'll see what the situation is today.
No, it's looking good so far. It's usually by now somebody's hit the button.
Yeah. So we seem to have learnt our lesson over the past couple of weeks. For qualifying as well, from what we saw, it was really
here we go.
a clean qualifying session. There we go. Someone has hit the ready up, so we've got a countdown at the top of your screen. Didn't really seem that long enough for a comfort break
Nope.
between qualifying and the race.
Look dry to start off with, at least anyway.
It does look dry to start off with, and it will be interesting then if we note just what tyres people have gone for the start of this race then. So it is Eitz, Conatol and Klutschak. The top three have gone for medium compound tyres fourth. We've got Dean on the soft compound tyres. Unfortunately, it seems that we've got 3 drivers who have been disqualified from the formation lap. They, 2 follow 5th. Pardo on the soft compound tyres. 7 shots too drippy on the medium. Stoffy 8th, 9th, 10th, all on the medium compound tyres. Stoffy first, Matt French. Ali Ferrari, interestingly, in 11th. They're on the hard compound tyres. That could be very interesting for the race. They're going to have to run very long on those hard compound tyres.
Yeah.
12th, 13th on the medium. TJ Trixie on the mediums, as we said. Twins on the hards in 14th then. So yeah, interesting to see those drivers in 11th and 14th on the hard compound tyres.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's not a tyre I'd choose to start this race on. Especially Twins, I think Twins could be dropping back quite a wee bit. Then again, it depends on whether TJ and Trixie can get by Ferrari if he's falling back from French.
As you can see at the bottom of the screen then, so the suggested strategies by the game then, so medium into hards. Probably going to get, at least halfway, just short of halfway on those medium compound tyres. Probably about lap, sort of 16, 17 at least, possibly up to 18 on those medium tyres, the representative time. Onto the hards, or you could medium, soft. That's a fast way to go. But again, strategy again, it's going to be up in the air, really.
Yeah, it really just depends on how many safety cars we're going to get.
Definitely depends on those safety cars. So here we go then. The drivers line up ready for the start of round 3 in Monaco Division 1. It's not giving me a great camera angle, unfortunately. There we go. 5 red lights and away we go then. So it seems like Gustavo Colotov going around the outside into turn 1, and it looks like Colotov is going to get the lead as there's contact into turn 1. And Colotov has taken the lead from Eitz, then Fleetstrack in the Alpine, very close behind. We've got a few ghosted drivers out there. This one was on to avoid these sorts of collisions. Very, very close going uphill. Matt French and Tija dropping down the field according to the telemetry at the moment. Very good start there by Connor Todd.
Somebody with a corner cutting penalty already.
On the 2014. It is very, very temperamental around here. That is early on to go on that first opening lap. Todd then leads the way from Eitz under a second behind, though obviously can he keep that going until the end of the second lap to get that DRS. Not that it means too much around here, but it does mean slightly as Object Conga I think has come into the pit lane, and he's come on the hard compound tyres. He must have had front wing damage with that corner cutting penalty as well. Unfortunately in F1 2021 you're unable to serve a penalty unless it's 5 seconds or more, so he keeps that penalty. But we ride back on board with Conatard at the front of the field, followed closely by RSF1. We have a yellow flag out, and it is for Trixie. We believe who has fallen down the order. He's off now, but he is.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if he's got wing damage. I'm trying to see, but doesn't seem to be giving me a good angle. Don't see any. But again, due to the reduced damage, a visual glitch. It seems to be all over the place.
Right, fastest lap there, 1:12.7. We are going to miss a pass for the lead, but he has got a 3-second penalty, and there is contact into turn 1. It is Eitz.
Jeez.
Off. There's front wing damage anyway, but it doesn't look as though was from Ites. Is it from Connor Todd? It is. He has no front wing. And down into turn 1 as well. Ites trying the move. I wonder if Ites has got front wing damage. We don't know about it. Oh, a clash between the two leaders.
He's hit the wall there, so I think he must have. The only damage that seems to be showing up is when the front wing's taken off completely.
As you can see there in the background with Connor Todd, completely his front wing is gone. He's being very respectful of getting out of the way with that damage.
He's just took Ites out, I think.
Oh, and Ites has completely lost his front wing. Now, the 3 seconds time penalty. Ites is, yeah, he's left. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a spinner again, and as well from the front is Trixie. Ooh, the final corner.
Okay, Hirsch is now up to 4th.
Yeah. Very eventful opening.
Yeah.
4 laps there.
Certainly has been.
Very eventful, and the order has changed around quite a bit. Leading the race now, we have Bardo in first. 1.7 seconds. 2 shots to Williams. Dean in third place. She's just behind him. Oh, it's so difficult around Monaco to are within those boundaries.
And Ites is back out on track, so I don't know if he's retired in the pits or whether it's just been a disconnect.
Well, he said he's left, yeah, unless he's somehow actually gone take control of that car, I don't think. Yeah, it is AI. Oh, we've got a contact again, it's Trixie again, and I think that was a reset there, and yeah, he's... Oh dear. It's the twins. Dean in the pits and shooting for a new front wing goes onto the hard tyres. Meanwhile, up top we've got Ripley just 7 harder now for the lead. It's worth pointing out, obviously any result today will be provisional pending stewards' inquiries. Drivers obviously will be clipping their collisions today of all days really, sending them off to the stewards, seeing if there is any sort of penalty and that post-race. Keep up to date with these post-race penalties on our social media, which will be handed out if it affects the finishing result, especially at the top of the field. But as you can see, currently Ardo in the lead.
I don't know if Mark French is damaged as well. He looked kind of shaky there, and he's continuing on, so...
I'll just put a spinner actually, and it is T-Jerk in the Haas. He's doing about a 7-point turn to try and keep the car on the wall. He's in place now.
Shots to Drippy is right on Fardo.
Even because it's important to point out, Drippy is on the medium compound tyres, so he wants to penalty speeding in the pit lane, and we have a tired.
Yeah. So I don't think Elites or Ites was in at the pit lane fully when he did his retirement then.
Yeah.
Side by side, Drippy and Fardo side by side. Oh.
And into Fardo, but he has got that penalty through this one. 3 seconds. Corner cutting. Good, really. Towards the end as we are on board. Please shots to Drippy down into turn 1, going around the outside, into turn 1 on the outside of Fardo. Will they keep it clear on light? Connor Todd.
Oh.
And no, there's contact. Fardo is round. Drippy carries on. Oh no, Hirsch has taken the lead. through a bit of ghosting there, and Hirsch takes the lead of the race following contact between Bardo and Shots there.
That was brave. That was brave to just drive through the cars. You never know what's going to happen in this game.
Very brave indeed. If they had come out of ghosting there, of course, we would have had a big incident coming up the hill, but it seems as though Hirsch has taken the lead from Shots 2 Drippy.
I'm still shocked I haven't seen a safety car. With the cars spinning, with the cars sideways on track. Usually you've had about 3 volts. Just stopped in the track there.
Oh, it's Trixie who has stopped on track. I think he has crashed into the wall actually. His TJ comes into the pits for a front wing, it should be mentioned, but I think he has actually crashed it into the wall on the outside there.
Yeah, his car's been taken away now, yeah.
Yeah. Just coming out of the pits, I wonder if he's going to get in the way of this battle for the lead. He's very, very well to keep out of the way. Drippy all over the back of Hirsch. Through the field, there's battles everywhere. You've got Fungus behind being just half a second back. Fungus with a 6-second penalty. I'd imagine he'd have to pit again, so he'd get that 5 seconds taken off that, but
I think Shots has done well to manage to get through that melee without any damage with...
yeah.
Is it Mark French? No, Fardo, sorry.
So it is championship leader Hirsch S 2004 in the lead from Shots 2 Drippy. Third is Matt French at the minute, but carrying his 3-second time penalty. 4 corner cutting. Ferrari at the minute would be promoted to that third place, but a long, long way to go here. At least 30 laps to go, so anything could happen. And we are going to follow this battle for the lead because we've already seen one incident with Shots today. Let's see what happens going into turn 1 this time. A bit too far back to make a move down, this time into Sandoval. Really wide, kicking the wall.
Yeah.
We've had 9 laps of action. And the field is spread apart. Even if you take T-Jerk out of it, the field is still spread apart by a good 30 seconds at least. Really is an interesting race today. Ooh, and Drippy gets very close to the back of Hirsch there. Avoided damage through that, seems to avoid damage again. Of Shots, another 3-second penalty. French, that takes him to 6 seconds. We've got ghosting for Hirsch, and I wonder if, no, unfortunately, such cannot take advantage of that. Hirsch went very wide, but we're going to go down into turn 1. Shots to Drippy going around the outside again of the leader, but this time is he going to make it count up the hill, coming into Casino. It looks as though, I think, yes, Hirsch has kept it ahead just about. This could be a very interesting battle for the lead now to the end of the race. Really. It looks as though safety cars are going to be very almost hard to come by. We've had this amount of collisions and we've not had one yet, but seeing it's not up to the race now. 2 leaders. Without any penalties as well. I wonder if you can get in on the action.
Nice wee bunch here going for 7th place as well. Kind of packed up. There's the only other real fight that's going on.
Just showing everybody watching on the screen at the moment, you can see there the amount of tyres, what tyres people are on, the amount of laps that they've done at the moment. So 2 and 3 actually matched on tyres. Fresh mediums that have done 10 laps of the car. Ferrari on those hard compound tyres will be running much longer than those medium runners out in front. I've got Fardo in the pit lane then. 9 laps in, fixing on those front wing change as well, so he must have kept the cool. Mediums will get to the end, so he's going to look like he's not probably more mediums before the end of the race. Still the leaders again, because they're only separated by 12 seconds so far. He's probably the closest fight on the field. I think it's going to be interesting.
Stoffy's getting quite close to Object Fungus at the moment. It's obviously whether he can get past him. He's on the softer tyre, but he's just finding the way past in this track.
Up to 9 seconds now worth in penalties. It's a bit of a headache to sort the final results out. At the end of the race, but with pit stops still to go, those penalties will come down as people start serving up in the pit lane. With Stoffy and Object Fungus for 7th place. Object Fungus his first race in the league this weekend. Good job at the moment on those hard compound tyres against Stoffy. But Stoffy is getting closer. Their fastest absolute half from Loop stretch. 4.1 seconds off Stoffy.
Oh, he's gone up the inside. And he's passed.
You have it then, Stoffy makes that tyre advantage stick and does get past Object Fungus to set up the race.
I think that may be the first clean class we've seen.
And we go back on board with the leaders and 2 tenths off each other. Drippy is going to have an almighty run at Hirsch into turn 1 with the DRS round the outside again. And can he go through this time on the outside? Yes, he can. So Drippy into the lead. No tyre advantage there. There was obviously the DRS that played a part, of course, but it'll be interesting now to see how Hirsch clings to the back of Shots to Drippy now in this opening stint.
The two of them have really burned through their ERS.
He's fallen that second behind. Shots to Drippy out in front.
Yep.
We're on board of it as Boomjack goes off the inside into the Nouvelle chicane and takes Object Fungus remarkably defending the position, get to 3 seconds. That part later on of those hard compound tyres. We'll have to see how the race pans out to see how that strategy works.
Well, at the moment, Ali Ferrari's 10 seconds? Only about 10 seconds behind. He's the furthest one up on those hard tyres, so it's not too bad.
As Force Manure correctly points out, Ali Ferrari only 10 seconds back on those hard compound tyres. If Charles was to pit, would have come out considerably behind Ali Ferrari. He seems to have made those tyres, last quite well because he's not too far off the pace of the leaders at the moment. We've got Shots to Drippy actually in the pits then, so he's retired from the session.
Weird.
I'm just wondering what's happened there because he was leading the way and he seems to have retired from 4th place. So strange one. Seems to retire from the race in the pit lane. We'll get an update on that for you and see what's happened there. But now your new race leader is Hirsch, the championship leader, leading the way in Monaco.
There's nothing in the race director about it, so.
A very close battle going on with the minute for 6th place, and the Alpines there. Oh, I think there was a slight contact between Twins and Klutschak there, and Twins gets the penalty for riding the curb at the chicane. And he's hit the wall as well. Visually, and that's to lose complete the front. As the leaders come into the pit lane, so Hirsch and Matt French following each other into the pit lane. Hard compound tyres, they'll get to the end.
Yeah, I think Twins has definitely got damage.
I suspected Twins with damage. Matt French also is a slow start for him as he has had to change his front wing and take. Well, I think so Schatz has given us an update. He's had to leave the race early, actually, from the lead. He had to leave. So interesting situation as your new race leader, Ali Ferrari, then, as we pointed out, on those hard compound tyres, 14.8 seconds now ahead of Hirsch in second. Interesting to see what happens to that gap over the next few laps, really.
Yeah, certainly will. No, it does seem to be dropping quite quickly now.
There's a half second down already. Matt French making a move on Stoffy then into Raskas. The new red hard compound tyres making that tyre advantage stick into Raskas. We say it's really hard to overtake on Monaco, but to make it work there into the final corner. It's really hard around Monaco with the Monaco team, especially as the tyres start to fade. Try and keep up the pace. It's really difficult, and you can see the penalties on the left hand side now. Just really shows just how hard it is. The drivers are quick. As you can see, Stoffy there, I wonder if that was.
Yeah, I think that was a planned thing. Yeah.
Very difficult. Yeah. Stoffy did make it very difficult. 8 laps younger tyres. So Hirsch has got that gap down quite considerably, 12 meters. Sets the fastest lap on those fresh medium compound tyres.
Showing that everyone is pitted now, bar Ali Ferrari.
Yep, so as you can see, everyone's made a stop. Object finished with 2 stops, TJ with 3. But so far, I mean, it's so good, really. To make 1 stop at this stage of the race, they've all kept it pretty clean, really. You've seen a couple of instances on, namely, from between the leaders, but apart from that, really, 1 stop at this stage of the race is good going by most of the field, really.
Interesting to see who's under fuel though. There's a few of them with the yellow light on already.
Oh, and Matt French into turn one. We just caught the last of it there. He's lost his front wing and now.
The worst thing though, and
Yeah,
he's just wiped himself
and he's
out.
out.
I think he's just decided there that I'm not doing a full lap at Monaco with no front wing.
Yeah. So, your leader Ali Ferrari, 10 seconds now ahead of Hirsch, our championship leader.
Everyone's that spaced out that I don't think we're going to get any safety cars here. That's a wipeout. Usually that would be a safety car.
Because it's probably goes straight across the chicane.
Oh, clutch stacks went sideways at the top of the hill. How did we get 16 laps?
Yeah, 16 laps on the medium compound tyre. Is he going to come in soon, do you think, to get rid of those and perhaps put hards until the end, or do you think we'll go mediums again? Or?
Well, I think Hirsch done 16 laps on his. I think he obviously done qualifying on his as well, so.
It's really sort of now that you would expect Bootstrap and Stoppy to be thinking about pitting again, and obviously doing that would really almost buy him they're not going to make it to the end, especially if there's no safety cars. Oh, and I think we've just caught Stoppy losing a little bit through the tunnel. I wonder if he's picked up any foot.
And there you go, we've got Matt French down to, no Matt French, sorry, Hirsch down to 5.6 seconds now. He's really reeling him in now. Those pressure tyres are just looking a lot better.
You can see Hirsch with those 15 lap pressure tyres, it can really close up the gap. As Stoppy has come into the pits then, so as suspected, he has got that front wing damage, he's serving his penalty. He's dropping down the field then. Things has gone past the gap. Lights here. Lights his AI. It's definitely his AI. So Stoppy just come up behind that. TJ is 2 laps down, according to my telemetry. I'm not too sure what it's showing on my screen. Showing he's 2 laps down on my screen.
Just 1 lap on mine. No, in fact, just 1 lap. Saying on that screen.
That's F1 2021. Fantastic telemetry there, working a treat. Out in front, as force manure, very well put. Gosh, luckily got down to 2 seconds. Pretty sure Hirsch can go to the end on those hard penalties, barring any sort of dramatic safety cars. Very easily race. I'm just wondering, enforcement, how long do you think Ali Ferrari will go before he does come into the pits? Is he waiting for a safety car, or do you think he's... How can Ali Ferrari win this race now?
I don't think he can. I honestly don't think he can. He can get second, I think. Because I think that Algene, I think basically third down the way, they're going to have to all pit again.
Yeah. And you can see there, 18, 17 laps of hard compound tyres, Spardo 11 laps, Klushtak 18, so they'll definitely have to pit again for winning. And they've all got penalties as well, so Ali Ferrari looks very good for second place here. It would probably take a safety car or a miracle at this stage, really, for him to get the win. Hirsch has really closed up that gap.
Yeah, man, I think if First can just drive a perfect race now, he's got this one.
But it is Monaco, anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably jinxed him by even saying that.
Yeah. Commentators curse there around the Principality. And what will happen here? Is Hirsch gonna? Do you think Hirsch will go for the overtake, or do you think he'll just sit behind, knowing that Ali Ferrari will have to pit again?
I think if he'll just stay behind unless Ali Ferrari makes a mistake and he sees a chance to go for it. But there's no need. There's no need for him to do anything. The only thing that's going to do is cause him damage.
Less than half a second now between our two leaders.
It's whether Ali Ferrari decides that he's not racing horses at the moment. He's racing everyone else for second.
Be interesting to see here if Hirsch can make the DRS and the tyre advantage count. Looks like he's going to go around the inside into turn 1, and I think pretty comfortable move.
Yeah, I think Ali Ferrari's tyres are just about dead.
I was kind of hoping for some kind of safety car. 3, I think it's Teja, as it is. Just call it Raskas. Through there. But he's carrying 18 seconds of penalty in 7 before the end of the race. Not a lot.
And there you go. No, I don't. I think he'd be pushing it.
So you can see the field spread. I mean, there's thought would happen. It was 15 between first and 9th place. Look at those tyres though, because sometimes 10 Ricardo and Kluchak, so Ricardo 4th place now on Kluchak 6 flat tyres for Ricardo that could contribute to that. Nice. Fifth. Then can he take third from Dean? Dean currently on 20 lap old hard compound tyres. Ricardo 14 lap mediums, and probably about the same sort of length wear relative to the tyre. I mean, Dean on 20 laps medium. Both have to pit before the end of the race. Either or has an advantage on that tyre at the moment. Flag now, and I think it's T-Drake again. It is. And it's AI, and it's Stoffy arrives at the party there behind AI. Stoffy can drive through a ghosted. His AI, I think, jerseys into 8th place. So anyone that finishes this race now will pick up points, obviously key for the champion. Really.
Usually with the fact that the 8s is an AI, he'll have his points taken away. Oh, here goes Fardo. Oh, I don't know if that was an illegal overtake.
Yeah, we'll have to give that one back. Pretty sure he should give that one back.
He's gonna? I don't think he's gonna.
No, he's the overtake. He's not. I don't think he's going to.
Yeah, that certainly looked like a legal overtake for me.
It didn't look like he was going to make the move, which is. Well, he didn't really expect that to happen, but. Holland has made the move for now. I'm just wondering if Dean has found that to be a little bit unsavoury and has put that incentive on Police race investigations to the final standing. Ali Ferrari first. Ali Ferrari still change off those hard compound tyres is hard.
No, I think Fardo's going for a soft, medium soft here.
Well, it's
maybe trying to get the fastest lap.
Kuczak has gone 23 laps in the mediums. In 5th place, he is 20 seconds off the lead. He has made it. Same amount of stock. A long way on those medium compound tyres.
They're asking me to do 16 on them, I think, and what, 26 on the hards. I think that's the basic strategy if you're going medium hard. So Ali Ferrari, 27 laps. I think he's going to try and go medium soft here.
They're ghosting and Dean has got past. Harder with another penalty this. Update on the penalty. Oh, 15 seconds now and Dean on this hard contact. He must know that he has that massive advantage penalty wise. Too far though, he's put it podium really. I mean, most drivers have to stop the game.
That's some list of penalties, so it is. Exceed track limits, multiple warnings. Yeah, Fardo's had 2 penalties in the last 2 laps.
Soft compound tyres for Fardo then, so we'll see how that happens. Soft compound for Kuczak as well then, so they'll get to the end on those easily. Now.
I think Ali Ferrari may be losing the second here. If Algene can... I think he stayed out on those for far too long, I think.
Yeah, and Dean, here we go, up the inside then, into the Nouvelle chicane, and there's contact, and, well, backed out of it there, I think he knew that would be the overtake there. Damage, I think it'll be okay. If it hits, then we can fine. It's a part of the Kuczak. I'm tired and yet still to pit. Won't get to the end on those tyres. All that real advantage here is Dean goes up the inside into the chicane. It's never going to work there.
It's a good way of getting your wing taken off.
Yep. The ERS actually level the bow from it. Pretty similar. I mean, Dean using more trying to get past Ali Ferrari there. Oh, that penalty. We saw that part in the end. Can Dean go past yet? Quite.
Ali Ferrari's got to stop now. He's got to.
He stays out. if you look at the you can see that Ali Ferrari hasn't made a stop yet, so
he's going to end up coming out.
He's
He's going to end up coming back out in about 6th or 7th here now.
Yeah. And there we go. Dean passes in.
Yeah.
Very easily.
I think Ali Ferrari's tyres have been gone since Hirsch passed him.
It is worth pointing out though that obviously Dean, unless he runs those tyres to the end, they'll be very worn towards the end of this race. But if he does choose to run them towards the end of this race, what kind of advantage has he got over Object Fungus in the fourth place? Just look at the penalties. 9 seconds. Fungus goes past Ferrari. Yeah. Really off the pace with those tyres.
Yeah, they've really given up track position here. Ali Ferrari's certainly given it up.
I want to just point out that before today's race we thought it would be full of safety cars.
I know, a Monaco with a safety car, how it just doesn't make sense, unless they've turned it off.
32 laps and there's not a single safety car. Just we don't know about it. That is a miracle. As we cut to Object Fungus then on the medium compound tyre, 18 laps done on that medium tyre against Dean's 87 old hard compound tyres. Get to the end? Do you think Fungus could get to the end if he wanted to on those mediums now?
I think Fungus maybe could, eh? We see somebody go 20 odd, didn't we?
Yeah, we saw Klutschak earlier go, I think it was about 25 or so on the medium. Exactly, so it would get into the end as Fungus looking to go up the inside of Dean. Right to the back. Following closely behind him through this room pool. I wonder if he's going to have a down and start from his straight. To me now, I think most drivers are going to try and go to the end. Apart from Ali Ferrari, who still hasn't pitted.
He's just past the pit just now.
Ali Ferrari still hasn't pitted. I mean, what's the average sort of pit stop? 20 seconds or so. That's going to be behind Stoppy at the minute.
Yeah. I'm saying, it was obviously depending on other cars stopping, but it did look like he was going to catch second, no problem. But obviously, with Dean still going on and Fungus still going on, and the time that he's just dropped, it's certainly not happening now.
So far, it's a miracle. I think we're pretty much nailed on for a first win here on Monaco.
Yeah.
Unless something catastrophic happens.
Yeah, he'll be extending his lead.
We're probably watching the battle for P2 here. This is really the closest fight on the circuit. It's worth pointing out there is drivers on soft compound tyres who could close up this gap with 5 or 6 laps to go here. Penalties. So we're going to watch into turn 1, then Object Fungus on the inside of Dean. He's now got 12 seconds trying to make the move into turn 1. I think now with laps to go, I think Dean, what he's got to do is, even if he keeps ahead for another lap or 2, he just can't let Fungus go 6 seconds off the road, and he's still got P2.
What we really need is that graphic that pops up that tells you their tyre wear.
The really accurate one that's in the
yeah.
In there, I said, yeah. We're still riding on board with Fungus. This is the fight on the circuit at the moment between the 10 drivers and.
No, that's Fardo cut up to Ali Ferrari now. He's right on him. Yep, he's upside of him, and he's past him.
We'll check again. And if Ferrari did. We're watching the fight between Object Fungus.
And he's continuing on again.
Turn one again, round the outside. Ooh, squeezed again. Just doing enough at the minute. This is really a fantastic fight between the two of them. I think Fungus knows he's got to get past him, get 6 seconds up the road now to keep that P2. Puts the pressure on him, really. Really close by. Oh, there's contact.
Oh.
And, well, I think Fungus is going to get ahead here, but that one might be looked at after.
I think we've got damage now.
Have front wing damage, yeah.
Yeah, he's coming and cut the chicane there. Well, it's terrible that you can't see the wing damage. Last year's one.
Now you can see it because he's lost it.
Oh.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
shame.
and he's just whipped himself.
That's a shame. Yeah. Well.
Ali
He said,
Ferrari
"Oh,
does know he needs to pit, doesn't he?
Ali Ferrari, unless something is showing wrong on our screen.
He's still
Still hasn't pitted on lap 36. 30. I'm pretty sure Lights, Twin, either got AI. I don't think he's AI, so I think we'll push him on in 8 days. He'll pick up a few points for that. 4 seconds. Really, I think the only battle on track now is between second and fifth, actually. If you take the penalties into account, Ali Ferrari still has to hit. So at the minute, I think Klugstrak is held on for second, isn't he?
Yeah. So penalties. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think he's got second. Unless he does some stupid things in the last 2 laps.
We're both in agreement that Ali Ferrari still hasn't stopped on our screen, unless we've missed something.
No, certainly not.
So I don't think he'll be finishing. Oh, actually, he might be finishing 5th now, actually, because 6th place Heights is AI and he's.
Yeah, he's 34 seconds, so.
Harder than Object Fungus.
It's got yourself a nice wee gap, though. If he gets them on this lap and try to go for fastest lap, his Hurst just pitted and put the softs on. And he's going for the fastest lap then.
So far, it is Fardo on the 1:11.0. Closely followed by both Object Fungus and Klugstrak, as you can start version. If he'll be able to meet that point for the fastest lap. He's driven a fantastic race really today, Hirsch, hasn't he? I mean,
Yeah.
kept it clean. When you look at the fastest laps at the moment, he's off, but I mean, he kept it clean, made the move. Run best, 30 seconds or so up the road, isn't he? I think. In 1 second.
21. It was 30 odd.
Coffee. So these last 2 laps, I think that might be the
Right, okay. Ali Ferrari's got to stop now.
harder on this. very close to one another through Raskas there.
I don't get that. Why stop in the last lap?
And he knew he had to make. I think. What is the penalty for picking up for not pitting at all?
Oh, you get disqualified. Yeah.
Yeah. So he knew he had to pit now.
Yeah, but I just don't understand why he's waited so long. He's lost places.
Yeah. Really, I mean, to get the tyre that long is
certainly.
a very good job in itself. But I think it looks as though Hirsch, coming around the final corner, has driven a fantastic race today, really. He's led pretty much from start to finish. And he wins the Monaco Grand Prix with the fastest, not quite the fastest lap.
No?
10.3, no. Stoffy's got the 10.2. So, it looks as though Stoffy with the fastest lap there. I wonder if it just wasn't pushing, if he knew what was at stake. There we go. The field will unjumble itself with the penalties, and I suspected Klutschak takes the second place. Fungus looks as though he's grabbed third from Fardo. He kept Fardo behind. Fardo knew he had to get past and pull out an advantage to take the third place, but Fungus does keep that third place and just misses out on second by 4 tenths of a second. Unfortunately to Klutschak in that second place. So Klutschak just keeping within the gap. Keep that second place. As you correctly pointed out, I mean, just driver of the day, Hirsch. I don't think you'd disagree with that, would you?
No. Would have been Ali Ferrari if he'd managed to take second, but yeah, I think Hirsch started ninth. Yeah, to make up 9 places, Monaco is something else.
I think there was about 8 finishes today, weren't there? Excluding the AI,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so TJ down, I think, was AI. So we have 8 finishes each team. Hirsch takes the win around Monaco in Division 1, closely followed by Klutschak, Object, Fungus in 3rd, 4th, Fardo, 5th, Ali Ferrari, 6th, Stoffy, 7th, RSF on Eitz, and 8th. I think, though, Eitz was AI, wasn't it?
Yeah, so he'll be disqualified.
He'll get those points taken away. So, we will get an interview with the top 3 at the end of the race. Party. And get their thoughts on that race. As predicted, it was a race of attrition. Worth pointing out that Stoffy does take the fastest lap by just over 1/10 of a second from the winner Hirsch then. So if we get the top 3 into the party then for that post-race interview.
You sending out the invites?
Yeah. Just like
Alright, how you doing?
hello. If you just want to invite Hirsch, I think he's just dropped out of the lobby, so if you just want to try and invite him to the party for us. Yep, so if everyone that's obviously joined the party could include their audio for the post-race interviews. Yep. And I'll go, let's see if we can get a quick before the interview. First, obviously, joined us, and Klutschak first and second. Just trying to wait on third place to see if we can get into the
I don't think he's joining, is he?
don't think he is. Just sent him a message. He's just going to reply to me now. We're hoping to get him in for an interview. I think he's joining now.
All right.
So,
What have we got?
there we go. So, Object Fungus, if you could just include your audio on the party chat so everyone can hear you. We'll go through it in an order, so I will interview Object Fungus. I'll be second place finisher. We'll have the interview the winner, then Hirsch, championship leader after Monaco. So, first of all, Object Fungus. How did you think that race went?
It was quite an intense race, but yeah, I had that nice battle with. I don't know exactly what it was. It wasn't AlphaTauri, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to get past somehow and tried it quite a lot of times, but it didn't work out, and finally we end up crashing. I think it was my fault, but I have to watch the video again. So, well, but I'm feeling quite okay because of pitting in lap 1. I think it was, because the tire was shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, the results will be looked at afterwards if anyone thought that anything, untoward occurred during the race. But for now, obviously, you've got that P3. The strategy sort of, we discussed this before the race. It wasn't really something that crossed our mind would be very important. But for you going into qualifying, I mean, was there sort of a strategy? I think you started going into Q3, obviously, it was a wet Q3. So it was difficult, obviously, in terms of qualifying high up the grid, and it was sort of whoever finished their lap the quickest really in Q3 would get the drive time in. But in terms of strategy, did that cross your mind? In qualifying, did you think for the race, I have to start on a certain type of tyre, or did you just think get as high up as I can, get that track position, and then we'll just see what unfolds during the race?
Yeah, I wanted to make a strategy on the mediums, but I fucked up.
I feel you.
Yeah, so in your head, really, it was medium. That was the starting tyre you wanted to go for the race, but it all worked out really, kind of in your end. In terms of the penalties that you amassed during the race, I mean, obviously you missed out on second place to Klutschak because of that. Do you feel like that like more unfair around Monaco as opposed to other circuits, or do you think that you were just pushing as hard as you could, and that was the reason that you picked up those penalties?
Well, I was pushing quite hard, and in Monaco, if you made a mistake, you get penalty or you break a front wing or something, and that's why I got those penalties.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's one of those things. Even if you get out of a corner, because obviously, like you said, you think you're going to break a front wing, sometimes you can pick up a penalty because of it. And it's the lesser of two evils, really. But no, fantastic race, really. Obviously, your first league race this season, picking up P3 for the Aston Martin team. So well done to you. We'll go to this second place interview now with Klutz Jack, who picked up the second place very cleverly. So Force Manure wants to do that interview for us.
No, on you go.
You want to do that interview now?
No.
No.
Oh,
On you go.
Klutz
Sing
Jack, obviously, you
the
drove a very clever race. Very clever race. Picking up, obviously, you finished fourth on the road, but up to second place, keeping it clean. How do you think that race went for you?
yeah, thank you, mate. Started in qualifying, had to do a couple more laps on the medium tire to get started on the race minute in Q2. But at the start, I started P3, and right from the start, Eitz and I think it's Connor Todd they clashed in. I think it was lap 4. I crashed in lap 5, so went straight to the back of the field. And after that was just nursing to the end on a really long stint on the second medium tire, and ended with about I think 11 or 12 laps on the softs, and that really pushed me up to order again. So yeah, very happy with that result.
Yeah, that was something we picked up on commentary, actually. That second stint on those medium compound tyres, you really pushed the distance of those. I mean, I think it was like 25 plus laps we picked up on those medium tyres. You made them last an awful long time, and it seems to have paid dividends for you in the end, obviously, getting that second place. I mean, for yourself personally, did you find the track limits kind of an issue around Monaco, or, was you thinking towards the end, as long as I just keep it clean, pretty much second place is in the bag for me?
I think about in the last stint, the last 10 laps, I thought, yes, if I keep it clean now, I can go up to 5th, and then a few laps later, P2 is reachable, and at the end it was P2, so yeah, very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and obviously I don't want to touch on it too much. Yeah, but last week in Spain, you didn't make Q3, just missed out. Was you happy with your qualifying performance this time around as opposed to last week?
I got really lucky to set a lap on slicks in the beginning of Q3. Yeah. The rest, I think only the top 3 or 5 got a lap on the soft, so that got me P3. So the rest had to do it on the enters.
Yeah. Well, fantastic race again, very clever race, and clearly proving that Monaco definitely is a race of attrition. You kept it clean, and you rewarded from it. You went from 4th to 2nd, so you're on the podium. Fantastic finish for you this week.
Yeah, good race.
So,
thank you.
Our race winner, Hirsch, in the Haas, I think it very much keeps him with a big lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship. So, Hirsch, fantastic race from you, really. I don't want to say the word domination because that would be a bit harsh on the rest of the field, but you was a very long way ahead, wasn't you, at the end? And I think, as we've touched on many times before, I think you just knew that you just had to keep it clean and you would be very much, okay at the front of the field. So just talk me through, sort of what your thought process was during that race.
Well, thank you and congratulations to second and third place. But yeah, from starting with P9 wasn't the best of laps for me in Q3. But I started from P9, lost the position on lap 1, so put me down to 10th, I think. But then managed to, there was crashes and spins along the way. Managed to keep calm, keep clean, and go past more people up to 2nd place, and then 1st and 2nd crashed, I think, and then gave me the lead, and then had a good battle with Schultz to Drippy in the Williams, which was fun. And just after that, just managed to keep the car on track, no damage, no penalties, which was good. And then I would say a nice, good race from me. taking first.
Yeah. So, as you touched upon, we saw it, the collision out in front between RSF1 Eitz and Connor Todd, and you obviously gained the most from that. Just want to go through, obviously we touched upon it when it was live and happening, but we noticed that they ghosted, but you still went full throttle, you took the lead of the race. Did it ever cross your mind that they might actually stop ghosting and you could have been out of the race, or did you just think, this is my opportunity to take the lead, I'm just going to take it?
I would say the second thing that you just said there is what I done. I was like, no chance, I'll just go through them, hope they don't, come back off course and, damage my car. But luckily for me, it never happened, and yeah, it was good.
Yeah, no, a fantastic race, really. Honestly, you led pretty much from the start to finish, kept it clean, and obviously you've been rewarded for it. So another win for you. And, going forward now, you're in the lead of the championship, you're turning up, you're getting the points finishes. What sort of the mindset going into next week? Does it, affect you there, or does it you just think you're just going to go flat out next week, obviously, and try and go for the win again? Because obviously you've got that quite a big gap now in the championship.
Like I said before, speed, flat out, no slow, no rest.
Yeah. Yeah, well, speed will get you to most places, really, especially in a sport like this. So, congratulations again, obviously, on your first win of this season, and you've got the coveted, Monaco win, which every driver, wants to win at the end of the day.
Yeah,
so,
driver of the day as well.
again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, there you have it. That was Monaco Division 1, Round 3 of the Fair Play Racing League. Join us tomorrow. It's Division 2. And I'm pretty certain it's going to be just as eventful of a race live on our Twitch tomorrow from 8 o'clock then. So we look forward to seeing you there. But for now, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from Force Mignon.
Cheerio.